Earth Reptilians. So many Earth Reptilian videos on the internet by humans who have absolutely no certified Earth Reptilian connections in relation to Earth Reptilian topic. Earth Reptilians, first and foremost, are physical race here on Earth, earthbound. Many species, many families within this race, massive race. They live right here, Earth realm, Earth reality. Earth is a reality. And they live within fourth density and some early fifth density. And then sub-densities in between. All around the fourth, absolutely the entire fourth they occupy. And in order to understand where reptilians live here on Earth, you must understand to get rid of the childish propagandas and lies and heavily revised internet statements and videos by heavily corrupt spiritual or religious type of individuals, particularly Love, Light, Unicorn, and Rainbow 5D cult and what they say. And no, these Earth reptilian beings, they don't live in some caves, stifle mantle, core rocks, and desert somewhere in the tunnels under a rock. No, we don't walk down the street and hike and drive our cars on highways and see them pop out of nowhere out of some rock. It's not like that, and they don't crawl like alligators. As far as humans, first of all, we live in a reality filled with holograms in front of us, all around us, below, especially above. And in this realm, with this earthbound realm that we're dealing with here, yeah, we're sharing that with Earth Reptilians. We're sharing that with Sasquatch. We're sharing that with aquatic beings and some non-physical, so elementals, Cherokee, along with our obviously second density animals. And there's a variety of versions, multiple versions of Earth Reptilian entities. What this means is there's several different hundred of species amongst this one main race. But mainly they're all very, very similar in appearance. They're all bipedal, first of all, so they're not alligators, they're not geckos, they're not snakes. They have regular legs and arms like we do. They stand up like we do. They stand on the floor as we do. And my assessment with my dealings with them, and I'll cover this in a minute, I'd say no more than 20%, 20-25% is the difference amongst all of them. And they all come from different regions. So they're quite similar with different texture of their skin, different height, different body weight. Also, I noticed the jawline, the bone structure of their shoulders, the skull size. Some heads are much leaned forward, some are leaned back, some have extremely large traps or trapezoid muscles. So those are the little things that sort of makes them all different. But they're very similar in variations. But due to their own dinosaur DNA, aka draconian DNA, they went from second density to third density humanoid beings. Humanoid, not humans, but humanoid. And then they became fully bipedal and having powerful draconian DNA that was given to them. They just created one large, massive, extremely large Earth Reptilian family. So color of their skin may change, pattern of their skin may change, but it's the same family. Earth Reptilians is one big, huge family. And another thing too, in relation to their skin, which I learned, the skin texture, the skin pattern is what tells a different story of the origin of that particular species. So that's a secret I was told, which was pretty impressive. And I don't go into the myths about reptilians, conspiracy about reptilians by any religious, political, radical discussion or any primitive drama-based soap opera on the internet, arguments and debates. They're evil, they're not, they're bad, they're good, all these things. Especially, like I said, not by Love, Light, Grid, anchoring that light, Star Sisters, those kind of things. But I certainly will always debate draconian or reptilian subjects proudly and publicly with my peers. And there are some rules to the matrix reality we live in, the system we live in. We're in a system, we're definitely in a realm. This 24/7 monitored by beings. We call it Earth and everything, sure, internet can say whatever they want. Those that have broken the matrix rules understand. I've broken some, so I understand. And I've been shown what it is, so I'm aware of some big secrets. And I have learned how to break them safely, how to bend them safely. And I've been allowed to do a few different things that I wish to achieve in life, of course. And yeah, reptilians have a lot to do with this, but I've always shown my respect. The Earth reptilian race has 800 million population. Just under 800 million. The race actually fluctuates, the population fluctuates. This is verified information. There's 3 main departments: top, middle, base. The base is extremely benevolent, 20%. Top is like 10%, very malevolent. And everything else is in between, the main group. Some fractals, of course, within that top layer, certain fractals, tiny fractals of that top layer, yeah, they're emotionless to humans. They don't care for humans. They care about doing their own business. They don't care for us. But mainly and overall, they're just neutral with us. And yeah, they hang out with us, they talk to us, they work with humans, they help humans, they do medical revisions to humans, assistance, medical interventions. They're quite neutral at their energy at all times. Neutralities, they're experts at that. And one of the unique things I've learned as well in my own case is that when they do work with humans, it's actually for a long time. It's not something that they meet you a few weeks ago and say, oh, we like you. No, it's done through their entire life. As young children, we are taken by them under their wing in a way if they wish to work with us. The ship experiences, external meets, yeah, this happens very rarely through permissions, permits, not as kids or teenagers. It comes much, much, much later in life. The physical contact is very rare, but it does happen using technology, portals, not shape-shifting. They have respect for a human. There's no need to pretend. They come because the human desires to see them. Not demands, but desires and is grateful to have that opportunity. And many humans who I've come across in this industry often are very much already involved with them. 30, 40 years with them. Long-term relationships, long-term established relationships since birth. These beings work with humans directly and indirectly from a distance, sometimes up close and personal, energetically, mainly fourth density and astral states. And I have 3 very close Earth Reptilian friends, beings that are under my oversoul, same oversoul. And we've shared so many different incarnations before, or vice versa, me there, they're here, and different races, different things. We have great history, and I trust these 3 beings, of course, as family. It's wonderful to, I think, for anyone, for myself personally, to come across beings who you know trust you, who you know respect you, who you know want what's best for you, and that your higher self approves. Both of my 5th, 6th density approve, of course. I met one of these beings for 3 times. He's from Poland region, and I've put in a request to meet him the 4th time for a year or 2 years from now, but we'll see how that goes, if it's approved or not. And I've done a lot of videos on these authentic events that happened to me. My own stories of meeting reptilians on Earth, so Earth-bound reptilians, from Moscow to Istanbul, France, Africa, Canada, USA, and as well as South Africa, the abduction that I had. So I don't see Earth reptilians as my enemy. They're not my enemy. Nope, I see humans as my enemy. Humans are the worst enemy to themselves. Humans are the biggest enemy to themselves and to the environment and to the nature and to our 2nd density animals. Particularly nature, forests, creeks, rivers, Amazon, seas. Humans are a problem to a human race. Humans are just too violent. Warmongers, racists. So no, I don't see Earth reptilians in any way as my enemy. They'll never be my enemy, and they've never disrespected me, not even by a simple word. They see my affiliations with reptilians. Sure, that's perhaps one reason why not, but they've never harmed me in any way. Humans are the problem here within this Earth realm. And Earth reptilians too are not to blame for every single of Earth's problems. I've had some, obviously over the years, I've talked about it, I've had some bullshit issues, medium range, mid-range type of bullshit issues with parasitic, cowardly, off-planet reptilian beings. Yeah, of course, yeah. The Las Vegas avatar insertion, that was one. I've been abducted, I've been interrogated, attacked, avatars inserted into my dream states. Everything from hotel room avatars to car avatars. And I cover these, I talk about these openly. I hold no secrets when it comes to these things in the astral state. I want my viewers, I desire my viewers to learn, to be ready, to prepare themselves. I see my viewers, as I always say on my podcast, I say, this is Canadian Awareness family. I hate the word follower. And if anything is learned from this video is not to see Earth reptilians as some enemy, but overall see Earth reptilians as a potential bond, as a potential valuable friendship. Deceased humans give humans more problems than any reptilian. I've done a video on deceased humans. And I'd love to hear the audience if they've had their own problems, but deceased humans come and hiss and harass and scare and yell and all these things. They fiddle with our penises and anuses, and they project a visualization of a penis and all these things that they know humans are scared of. They're parasites. It's not Earth reptilians bothering us. It's deceased humans, it's parasitic beings, it's off-planet races, it's AI projections. The very same consciousnesses that are hijacking a lot of channelers in the industry. So none of this harassment, even that I've had, has left me discouraged to get to know reptilian species, to get to know reptilians, period. I don't go living my life hating reptilians because I had some problems in the past. I carry no hate towards them. I don't call them evil and demons and satans and a lot of these religiously programmed radical type of phrases and minds and words. I don't use that primitiveness. Shit happens sometimes in the dream states, astral states. Yeah, shit happens. We're a low dimensional race. Of course we're going to get attacked and taken advantage of. Of course. So perfect your astral. Stop awaiting for ascensions. Perfect your dream states. Perfect recognizing avatars. How about that one? Stop waiting for galactic federations because they don't exist. Grow from the mistakes that you've made in the astral state and learn how to create your own defense mechanisms and mental warfare and psychological warfare tactics. But who will teach you these tactics? Who? Love light type of mindsets and videos? No. You need strengths. People need strengths. People need strong advice. This world we're living in here right now, just like the astral state, is not meant for niceness. It's meant for strength. And Earth reptilians can give that. Earth reptilians are not some bullies, some evil group of beings who go out there and sit down at their morning with the coffee and say, today we're going to write down 700 ideas how to hate and kill a human, how to eat a human baby. No. The purpose of their existence is their business. And not to be seen by human eyes is the first point of that business. They don't cater to humans. They owe us nothing, just like we owe them nothing. Their focus is their own race and the survival of that race, their business, their programs, their trading, their logistics, their training, tutorage, technology, laboratory work, military programs. Most of these mountains we see around here, like Mount Adams, Mount Shasta, that's all their bases. It's not a skiing resort. They have their own oceans, they have their entire atmospheres. They have ships in the ocean and in the sky. Here, right here, on Earth. So a lot of the information that's circulating on the internet, over the years I've watched many, many. It's spiritual propaganda, that's all it is. These humans have no experience in dealings with physical Earth reptilians. This is verified. I can look into their energy like a microscope. I have enough powerful friends to do that. A lot of the videos that are made against reptilians are made by humans who hold fear themselves. Humans that have so much blackness within their third eye, they haven't even synced their audio and video yet. Never mind to be able to determine the difference between an avatar and an AI projection or a deceased human or a shapeshifter from Venus. So what they do, they blame the first thing they're programmed to do, Earth reptilians. But in fact, it's the Earth reptilians who wish to help us. They offer us their olive branch to work with them, but we have to have strength. But they see us with addictions, they see us with drama, they see us with soap operas, distractors, complete series of addictions. Primitiveness and arrogance and ignorance and pretentiousness. Narcissism, egomaniacs everywhere these days. Horrible levels of ego, my God. People with large egos and empty minds, unhealed humans, so many adults walking around unhealed. Many weak emotional states, very weak emotional states humans hold. And also too, humans are extremely fearful, frail, fragile, extremely passive, submissive. I've left romantic partners, perfectly fine romantic partners, because they were so passive and submissive in life. I couldn't handle it, it was irritating. And I disagreed as human beings in general should be this way. We have so many great opportunities in this short incarnation to be strong and brave. Time flies by fast. Utilize it wisely. Don't choose cowardice. Don't choose timidness. Don't be passive in life and submissive and shy. This is truly disappointing to see within the human race. Even they will say it and I will say it. I'm not repeating the words, but these are my words. This is what I feel. This is why, as a human race, we're not that respected. Many other extraterrestrial races involved with humans, reptilians, insectoids, aquatics, the Nibians, draconian hybrids, Zeta Reticuli, Yael, Sasani, Pleiades, all these, they'll tell you humans are very weak. There's so much potential in humans, they say. But humans choose weakness. They choose to be afraid and weak and always shy. I cannot shut the fuck up and just take it and do not care who you offend anyway. Just go for it. But they blame Earth reptilians, these very same beings. Man up. Step up to the plate. Stop using fear. Use courage to understand how much they're willing to work with us. Don't be petrified of them. Show them colossal amount of respect and see what happens. Earth reptilians have full control of the entire Earth. Internet, communications, broadcasting, banking, TV, history of everything. These beings have been here way before us humans, and they've had technology way before internet was even invented. These beings know everything, including all the war events before they even start. And I've been extremely fortunate, I say this with respect and gratefulness, that I've been put on this path as a human to have had Earth reptilian encounters, connections. I've proudly made videos on this. And no video, of course, can replicate what happened. Emotion, feeling, energy, sensation, telepathy. My videos, no one's videos can replicate that. Videos can only do so much. But the biggest misconception that I hear is if Earth reptilians are so real, as the humans say, if they're so real, why don't they just come up here? Why don't they just pop up here? Why don't they what? You want them to come over for maybe a grande latte? Maybe make some cupcakes, write some Iraqi poetry, and maybe sing an opera? Maybe they can prevent election hacking? Is that it? Stop all wars, kill the bad guy? It's ridiculous. It's just primitive to even speak of those kind of things in those ways. They don't just come up here and walk down our streets in the true form. That's not how it works. First and foremost, open your third eye and see that they're already here. Oh, they're at nightclubs too, walking down the street. They work and live amongst us. That's a reality concept humans aren't ready to have a conversation about yet. So what they do, they deny it. They go into denial mode because it'll shatter the reality that they live. Secondly, there's rules of non-interference. They have their boredom with us. Standard human fear, the list goes on. They would frighten everyone so tremendously that people would receive instant heart attacks, too jarring to handle, especially visually. I've been explaining this like from Theta Tauri to KALASK. They've all explained this the same way. Humans don't understand what it is to have an uncontrollable adrenaline related to fear with biorhythmic rhythms within your heart mixed with certain chemicals that humans do not even have a term for yet. This is uncontrollable amount of biorhythmic effects, ancestral fear stored within all humans and all other extraterrestrial related traumas that we've carried, including Zeta Reticular abductions in those early days. They were very bloody, including Anunnaki manipulations, including the human wars we've had with Earth reptilians because the Anunnakis made us do it. So obviously the human mind would be shut down and suspended. Quite frankly, for the very same reasons reptilians won't appear right here in our living rooms and in our streets is the very same reason that me personally or anyone watching this video would not be in your car walking down the street. Or how about this one? Anyone watching this video, you're not going to get in your car and go on a freeway or what we call here a highway in Canada, and you're going to get out of the car, alarm your car, walk down into a nearby bush, go down on your knees in a doggy style position and start sniffing grass, so hopefully you look at some ants. And when you see some ants, you're going to explain ants, what is a dimension and what's an ozone layer. It's not going to happen. Ants don't speak English and you're not telepathic, so there's no need to have Earth reptilian come here. They're not our bodyguards. They're not our mom and dad, brothers and sisters and lovers. They're not our lawyers. They're not our close protection officers or military. They don't give a shit for us. They have their own agenda. They have their own life. You want to be friends with them? Learn how to talk to them. And what's that? Channeling. What's another thing? Telepathy. Earth reptilians are not going to come up here and stop all the wars so they can kill the bad guy. If you ask a Republican, they'll have one perspective of a war. You ask a Democrat, they'll have their own perspective of a war. Yet, it's the same enemy. Humans live in this la-la land. That's what it is. Spoiled children, silver spoon-fed, who allow their inner cowardice inside of them to spoil them, rob them of an opportunity to be strong. So what they do, they're beggars, complainers. They desire to whine and complain instead of just grabbing the bull by its horn, as the term is, stepping up to the plate and doing the real hard work in the spiritual life or in real life. So humans say, I want. Gimme, 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 gimme. So greediness, entitlement. Then we have racism. Then we have easily being offended by everything and everyone. Misgendering, these things. Everyone's pissed off. Everyone's angry. There's a lot of division right now on Earth. The humans don't want to recognize that we've created this division, and listening to the tyrants, who are our AKA leaders, are putting us in more wars and more division. And humans are falling for this trap, forgetting what the Elohim installed in us in the first place, in our DNA. No one studies DNA because everyone's too concentrated to say that they're one of the 144 selected worthy humans on Earth. No, 144,000 has to do with our DNA and oversouls. That's it. There's so much misinformation in this spiritual industry. I think it is overwhelming. And we are put on a path of destruction, spiritually and also too, I would say, emotionally, with cancerous agendas in our society, from wokeism to other wars to racism agendas. But also look at the amount of wars we have. And we're going to ignore all of that and say Earth reptilians are bad because they have vertical pupils, maybe a tail, instead of looking at this powerful neighborly, cousinly type of brotherly race that's right here with us, and asking them to teach us how to be strong, to teach us how to use telepathy, telekinesis, how to use our mind the right way. But we're going to judge them? Very, very childish. Very, very, quite ridiculous and childish, I think also, and quite disrespectful and very immature to think this way. I'm neutral with these things. I read a lot of comments online, and I see what people are arguing about. Humans will always just be humans, and humans have tendencies to do dumb human things. But instead, I say humans are just students. We're not masters at anything. We're not ascended masters at anything. We're not master channelers. If you're a channeler, just say you're a channeler. No need to add the word, I'm a master channeler. No. Remove the ego out of it. No, none of us have a 22-strain DNA-enabled. No organic human has that currently in this reality. No. So let's just all be real and be students. And learn from our neighbors, learn from higher dimensional places, higher dimensional creators. Let's discover truly what our DNA is. It's not dumb as a banana, or it's not pig DNA. Let's discover truly how to enable the higher percentages of the DNA, or the locked keys within us. Out of every 1,000 videos of all kinds of channeled and starlight and star language, where do you see a teacher teaching how to unlock keys? So I understand much, much better now the true history of a human race and Earth reptilians, and us with them, the conflicts, the relationships, but also understand their contribution to our human DNA. They're the true custodians of Earth, along with some Zeta groups, absolutely. Earth reptilians truly, they run this prison system here. This is a colony system. KALASK has said this. This is a colony prison system. This is true. Humans can't even figure out holograms, but they're arguing with one another who's wearing a mask and who's not. It's ridiculous. We're never going to grow by being primitive. Step it up. Argue about better things, or just stop arguing at all. Particularly about DNA. Most of the videos I see on DNA are inaccurate. But the only things humans run here on Earth is military-industrial complexes, arms, weaponry, factories, big pharma, religions, banks, banking corporations, food industries. Oh yeah, they're experts at that. Those players, yeah, those cats and those players, yeah, I call them cats players, those individuals, corporations, businesses, yeah, they run that on the surface, but that's it. And I can assure everyone that another fact is that Earth reptilian race, the population of just, as I said, just under 800 million, does not hide. They live normally in an extremely strong unity, in bond of brotherhood and sisterhood, whatever the terminology is. They're unbreakable by any corporation, by any corruption. They have a very strict hierarchy system. They don't hide. They don't need to hide. They're not afraid because they're too powerful and overly intelligent in order for them to sit in front of us and kind of explain to us their own intelligence and give us point form, how they're better than us, how they're stronger than us, how they're faster than us, how they're technologically more advanced than us. They don't have that patience. That's why they don't hang out with us. And also too, why in the world would they want to come and hang out with us? So we can show them our wars, rapes, murders, genocides, concentration camps perhaps? Why would they want to coexist with us? So there's nothing I think Earth reptilians can learn from us. We can certainly teach them about unconditional love, loving our pets, families, moms and dads. Yeah, of course, but that's about it. But we got to stop blaming these beings for all the Earth's problems. They've been here before. They've seen previous civilizations that have been flooded. We aren't the first civilization. No, we're just new here. Previous floods, there was 3 previous floods. Those civilizations were much more advanced than us. And Earth reptilians know that, so they see the destruction path that we're on. Humanity, I think, has so much potential, honestly, does. It has so much potential, but we're going backwards. So backwards. At an alarming fast rate. And we think that we're so smart because we have a smartphone with 100 apps in it, 200 apps, because we have Netflix on our smart TV. Like, humanity has so much to learn, so much to heal, so much to uninstall, so much to unlearn, and then so much to relearn and reinstall. So really it's to be reprogrammed, and so much spiritual growth to go through. Seeking your ascension, seeking your new earths with medbeds, awaking fairy tale illusions, teloses and Thorhans and GFLs is not going to happen. Because it doesn't exist. It's the hard reality, hidden that emotional state. Right now as you hear these words, I bet, doesn't exist. So stop wasting time and start researching what are the keys in each human. Find the right teachers to teach you that. That's where life changes 180 degrees quite instantly. But I can assure everybody, as I've said 4 or 5 years ago, and when I got into this industry, guys, stop wasting your time. No external saviors are coming. This is a large, very, very large psyop. And I've had my dealings with Earth reptilians to know this, to verify a lot of information, but it's always the same answer. I've shared a lot of these videos before. I've shared a video of my encounter with an Earth reptilian in Moscow, in Istanbul, in South Africa, in Poland, in America, but definitely one of my memorable interactions with Earth Reptilian group, which I've covered in one of these videos, was in Istanbul, in Turkey, October 22 perhaps, September, October 22. And I interacted with this group. They were not visiting Istanbul. I was visiting Istanbul. They were already stationed over Turkey. And this interaction happened in my hotel room, very, very close to the Blue Mosque, called Sultan Ahmed Mosque. Another interaction that I did cover in the video was an interaction in 21 during the visit to the Bosnian Pyramid. Bosnian Pyramid is about like an hour away from the capital city, Sarajevo, the site of the 1984 Olympics, and it was discovered by Dr. Semir Osmanagic. So anyway, I was in this hotel room. As soon as I crossed over to that 4.0 density, the reptilian came up and shifted into a wall, the decorative panel off to the wall, but the eyes he couldn't cloak. It's the eyes that I saw with my third eye, and he didn't expect that I would see it. And this is when we just stopped playing games and we had a proper connection. And another encounter I had, which I also talked about in a video, was an abduction, but it was more of a peaceful abduction. They were a load of pranksters, yeah, I'll admit. Yeah, they were definitely pranksters, and that technology, they used technology to appear as 3 feline lion beings. So I went with them. I was like, perfect, great, let's talk about some lion felines. Where are you from? Sirius, Lyra, blah, blah, blah. And I desired to want to know, but no, these were Earth reptilians. And we went to a base, underground base in South Africa. One more experience I had, which was also very interesting, was 3 times. I've met the same being from Poland. He belongs to my oversoul, and I'm closest connected to him now as far as the earthbound, so earth-based reptilians are concerned. So this was an interesting, so it's a reptilian video from Poland. But another memorable moment, if I had to rate them all, I'll probably say this one tops that list when it comes to earthbound reptilians. And that was at Moscow, Russia. I went there just recently, October 22. Went to a Joseph Stalin's former nuclear bunker called Bunker 703. It's about 155 feet into the soil, into the ground, real bunker. One of the coolest things I've ever seen. And it goes back to like 50s. So this encounter was described in my video. And I really wanted to share it with humans, with people that have an open mind, to understand that these things do happen. It's just that you have to be in the right state of mind. You have to have an open mind. You have to have the right consciousness, and they will interact, yes. Often one of the interesting things that happens, and I will share because some of my viewers are my friends now, and my big regards to them, and is that often they are contacted by their own reptilian counterparts through either social media, by manipulating the social media and inserting my profile in their own feed, or my video in their own feed, or they'll just telepathically tell them through their either clairaudience or through direct telepathy, and they'll say, contact Anthony in Canada with this tag, or either Draconian or Theta Tauri, and the humans will research it and find out, and they'll write me an email. Hey, this is who I am. I don't know who you are, Anthony, but can you help me out? My own reptilian that I'm working with in telepathy has told me to contact you. And I welcome this all the time. And I work with a bunch of people to this degree. Oh God, ranging from not just here in Canada, but United States to Sweden to Bulgaria to even to Europe. And it's wonderful. I find this extremely interesting, but it's wonderful for me to see that these humans are growing. God, I don't have. Money's not my God. Fame's not my God. I dislike these things. Not affiliated with governments, agencies, secret societies, religious groups, nothing. I'm an independent, sovereign human. I'm affiliated directly with over 6 races with the Alpha Draconian Empire, with Theta Tauri, with Earth Reptilians, but that's about it. So it is always, as my own friends know, as my own viewers know, those that know me on a personal level, those that have been to this house. If you've been to this house, you know me well. If you haven't been to this house, don't say you know me on a personal level, but anyone that's known me will say Anthony always puts proudness and honor in front of his consciousness, and I do. Absolutely. So my clients can always say that, and I love them for that, and I send them true, genuine energy of love and appreciation, because it's wonderful to meet these individuals and even learn from them, from their stories. So I place always both human and reptilian pride in the very forefront of my consciousness. As far as the Earth Reptilians are concerned, yeah, they're not going to come up here and help us with anything. We have to ask for their permission, their friendships, and if it's approved, yeah, it'll be a wonderful thing. But they have a very strict hierarchy system. So they don't want us humans interfering with their own business. Just like we don't want them interfering with our own business. We want their friendship, and they're the same way. They work very similar to us, but also so very different. The way we see it, we say, oh, well, I have a cousin overseas. I'll call my cousin once a week and bother them and tell them I love them. No, reptilians don't work this way. Don't use the word love, period. Use the word appreciation or respect. Yeah, I respect you, I appreciate you. They're much, much more stricter, but also strong in their own minds and hearts, especially psychically. They don't spend their days worrying about the same worries that humans go through. Oh, it's going to rain. Oh, my Starbucks card is low. I should fund it. Oh, they're a military race. They have their own business to worry about. They're quite independent and sovereign and autonomous and loyal and very, 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 very commanding. Much more stricter than humans are. Humans are not very unified. And some of them, yes, big shock to everybody. I always say it. If you have an open mind, some of them, yes, will take your eggs out of a woman, so extract the DNA to create a hybrid beings, which they do. It's just like Yaels do, just like Sasani does, just like Pleiades do. Earth Reptilians do the same thing for the purposes of expanding their race and, in exchange, working with that human for the rest of his or her life. And one of the things I've always appreciated about this reptilian species, they're all the same in this one manner. To each other, they don't lie. Within their race, they don't lie to one another. There's nothing embarrassing, nothing to be shy about. I know that upon birth, the hatching, particularly with cloning, they perfect themselves. That's why they don't die of cancers and things. But I don't know how they look at this entire deception thing. They have no desire to lie. They're truthful with each other always, at all times, with everything. And it has to do with neutrality and so forth. But it's quite impressive. As humans are addicted to lying to each other. And my strongest suggestion is to build a direct communication with your own soul first, before connecting to any reptilians or humanoids. No. Connect to your soul, because your soul knows best. And they're the closest you have in this universe, in this galaxy, before any other being comes. Soul connection comes first. Learn how to channel. Learn how to integrate soul layers. Perfect the grounding. Stop being obsessed with ascensions. There is an agenda in the Earth's collective. Yes, there's an agenda to suppress the power that humans hold. An extraordinarily power that sits very close between the solar plexus and heart chakra. It's an old power. It's an old, ancient power that's been locked away. It's a secret. Reptilians know the secret. I know this truth now. I didn't know it 10 years ago, but I know it now. And after many years of not knowing, I'm extremely grateful, very humbled and honored to know now. So I will never deface the value of my consciousness by expressing it differently than what I have received and seen, just because someone cannot handle the true reptilian truth. ETs aren't our enemy. Reptilians aren't our enemy. Humans are enemy to themselves, and also the worst possible critics to each other, to the environment, to our animals, oceans, skies, rivers, creeks. Humans are their own worst critics, not Earth reptilians. And this, I hope it changes. And I really hope that in my lifetime, at least it starts to change.